Hello, how you guys doing? This is Ayanda Sokhela, Force World Changers. Before we get any further, guys, make sure you like the video. Um, you like the video. It's very important for algorithm to actually push the video to other audience and stuff. So we're on the road to 10k subscribers. So please help me reach that point by actually um liking the video, man. I will really appreciate if you just click the like button. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. It's very important for those to do those stuff. So guys, it's a month of April, guys. So I don't know how you guys have been doing and stuff, but it's been a very hard month for me, honestly speaking. I've been taking a lot of L's. Took a lot of L's, especially from the gold and the dollar. So those have been one of the hardest things to actually scale my account growth. So I've taken a lot of losses. It haven't been a very, very good month for me, but we have to continue toward the whole struggle and try to actually learn and become better traders. So it's not always all sunshine and stuff. Some months are super hard, some months are easier. It's just like any other business. You can't just keep on making profits all the time. Sometimes you gotta take L's and learn from those L's. So firstly, I want to talk about the dollar. The weakness of the dollar has been one thing that has been really hurting me, like hurting my account because of, guys, the dollar index can actually mislead you. The dollar index doesn't always tell you where the direction the market is gonna go always. Sometimes you can actually gain a lot of confidence by actually analyzing the dollar index and thinking this is how the dollar is gonna perform since you've analyzed the dollar index. For the fact that you gotten that confidence, sometimes you don't know that your analysis was even wrong on the dollar index. So now your whole decision that you're making on the dollar is gonna be horrible on the commodities and the currency pairs as well. So make sure, what I do specifically, since I'm in South Africa, I just go for the USD ZAR and just looking at the USD ZAR, not just analyzing it but just knowing how it performs. It actually gives me a good idea what is gonna happen on the dollar. So if you can look here, if I'm gonna make an example, if you're gonna look USD ZAR here, you know that the USD ZAR is only trading 19 rand these days. By looking at this overall trend, you can see that it's been moving down for quite some time. So it went from 19 rand 28 cent to go down to 18 rand. So it shows you that the dollar has been weak. So we're not even making an analysis by just looking at, using logic. You can see, okay, the dollar has been weak for quite some time. So what I did was, the biggest mistake was here, I was expecting the dollar to be to be strong. So I've been selling the gold and actually buying the dollar. So that's what really, really, really affected my entire analysis. So I've been doing a lot of sales. We had a lot of setup here on the gold. There were sell sets up, they never work out because of the weakness of the dollar and the strength of the gold. So right now you see that the gold has reached all-time highs. I don't know if it have ever reached this point, but you can see here, this is the highest point that the gold has ever reached. By just analyzing, you see that here it have never reached this point. From this point to this point, it's all-time highs. Basically, this is the highest point. So we're on a bullish market right now when it's come to the gold. We are expecting a lot of buys. So if you are looking for a sell, it's not gonna be a good idea. But bear in mind that the gold has nothing to do or has no impact when it's come to the dollar. It doesn't have any indication when it comes to the dollar. So what I missed was this setup here. This setup here was gonna be this setup here. This base rally, this base candle was the whole move that I actually literally missed. So this move was gonna be my buy, and I would have made a lot of money if I wasn't focusing on the lower time frame. So this buy on this base here would have been my movement going up, and then would have made this whole amount of money. So right now, if I could just go to the lower time frame, the only things I am obsessed about when it comes to the gold is looking for a buy. So since there's no setup for a buy, I'm just gonna move on and look for some other setups. So if I was gun pointed or someone told me which move do I think, so this base candle looks like nice, but it's not really a clean base candle here. This would be a buy. I'm only gonna be looking for a buy when it comes to the gold. So this buy here doesn't look very nice. This buy here doesn't look very nice. This buy here, I was gonna look for a buy if the price decides to go up and rally up. So we are just gonna go with the trend, but right now there's no setup when it comes to the gold. So yeah, man, let's go and analyze some other stuff and see what are we looking for. So let's look at the Nasdaq setup. So the Nasdaq as well has been performing the same as the gold. You see, all-time high as well. You see, there's been an all-time high. The same thing applied. If you're gonna be going for a market that is bullish, you're gonna be looking for base candle. These base candles, those are continuational patterns of the overall trend. So this was the base as well. So this market was rallying here and it left the base. So this was a base rally, and then at this point, let me just highlight for you so you can see it properly. So at this point was a nice point to actually buy. So if you went for a buy here, you would have killed it here. So here you would have killed it. It just touched a small Ayanda move and then it went up. So if I'm gonna be looking for a setup on the gold, it's gonna be another buy, complementing the whole overall trend, complementing the whole overall trend. So you can see here, these are the base that are actually continuational pattern. You can see this base, this is a base rally. So if I just highlight this base for you, you can see, okay, this move here, it touched here because of this base here. So it touched here because of this base here. So you can see there's another base at this point, base rally. So we are only looking for continuational pattern at this point. So you see a rally base, another touch going up. So you can see there's another base here at this point, but it's very hard for me to actually see which base is gonna hold, because you can see there's a lot of base. There's a base here and there's a base here. So there's a lot of things that you need to consider when it's come to actually understanding which base are the strongest and which base are not strong. So you can see at this point, this is another base. If you are gonna go for a buy, so expecting the price to push up again for this base rally. So if it break this base, there's another base just below this one. So yeah, so these are the things that you are looking for an uptrend. So right now we're on what you call a trending market. The market has actually spotted its position and it's gonna continue going to that position. So it's going on just one direction. So be careful if you're gonna be a reversal trader, when you're gonna be looking for a sell when the market is trending on one direction. So make sure that you have a strategy of a continuational pattern strategy where you're gonna adjust it and continue with the trend. So let's continue looking for some other stuff, what we're looking for. So let's look at the Euro USD. I haven't look at the Euro USD right now. So let's see On the higher time frame, what do we look for? So let me see. Okay. So there's literally nothing that is happening on the USD. Literally nothing that is happening on the Euro USD. You see, it's just telling you what has happened on the gold, just pushed up. So there's no setup. There's no setup on the Euro USD. No setup at all. So let's go and look at some other setups. So this one is tricky. This one is tricky, but you can see this all overall move, this entire move going down. There was this Quasimodo here, so you had a shoulder here, and then we had a head, and then we had a base. So let me just highlight for you. So this what happened, this base. So the price decided to drop on this whole shoulder at this point, this whole point. So the price decided to drop here, and then it went just below. So it has been respecting this entire move. So let me just delete here so you can see what I'm looking at right now. So let me just delete this one and just highlight this. So this entire move here, there's a lot of activity that has been happening on this horizontal line, but there's no FTR. There's the thing is, I would have said this would be an FTR. Let me zoom it in for you so you can see this base candle here would have been an FTR. This entire base would have been an FTR, but it's not an FTR because of it has tested so many times. You see, this was the first test after breaking this horizontal line. It broken and then it retested. This was the first test, and then this was the second test, and obviously the third test was gonna be weak. Yeah, so that's why it didn't hold. So it wasn't a very good setup. So let's go for some other setups. This setup, AUD-USD, this is one of the setup that I'm looking at right now. This is a very nice setup. So guys, by just looking at this point here, this low, so this low, this is the first low, and then this is the lower low. So this structure has been broken. This entire structure has been broken. So basically, we're looking for a nice sell. So where I'm gonna find the sell? So since I'm a Quasimodo trader, I'm gonna look for a nice Quasimodo. So by just looking at this move here, already we have a nice compression on the upside. This is a nice compression on the upside. On the upside, we have a nice compression, and then there is the Quasimodo at this point. So there is the shoulder, and then there is the head. You know, there is the head. So the structure has been broken from this point, just this point, this point. You see, this point it's been broken here. This point it's been broken. So there's the shoulder, then there's the head. So just drawing a nice horizontal line here. Drawing a nice horizontal line. There's a lot of base candles here, showing that there's a lot of activity that the price might hold at this point and then decide to drop. So just highlight this entire zone, and then just throw it here, and then this is a nice sell. But you can see at this point there was this spike that went up, and then but the reason why I don't pay attention so much to this spike, because if you can see here, the structure wasn't broke properly. This is where the structure decided to break this point. You see, this is where this low was lower than this low. This one, it wasn't a clear break. So this low was lower from this low. So that's why I said from the beginning, the reason why I said from the beginning this low was equal to this low, because this was a clear break. So this was a clear break, and this is the first time it's returning after a clear break going up. So I'm expecting a huge sell at this point, going back to the downward side. So you can hold this swing trade until it reaches here. This is going to be a very nice trade. You can hold this whole swing trade and then put your stop loss just above these spikes. You can't put it here. It's going to be a huge stop if you put it above here, because this is the daily time frame. So make sure you put your stop loss just above this spike and then hold your trade for those couple of weeks or a month. but I just think 2 months, 2 weeks will be fair, and then it's gonna, depending on the market movement, because I don't know how long it's gonna take until it reaches this point, and then it's gonna drop, and then you take profits, just having an easy trade. So you can go for lower time trade, but this is a very nice setup you should be actually going on for. So let's go for some other move. So USD CAD has been super stubborn, guys. 2 months now, it has been super stubborn. Firstly, what I saw on the USD CAD was this QML and an FTR. So this shoulder here, this entire shoulder, and then the head, and then if you just draw a horizontal line, you see it's just on the base candle. So you can see here this base at this point, this base at this point. You see there's a nice base here. So I was expecting the price to actually hold on this base, but once it reached that base candle, it never decided to hold. It just went above the base with a huge impulse, which are strong candles breaking this level, showing that they don't care about this level. But they never went above the head. If you were trading a Quasimodo, you were still here, you are still safe. So if you put your stop loss here, which was gonna be crazy, because on a daily time frame, it would have been crazy to actually put your stop loss above there. But if you put your stop loss just below this base candle, obviously you were stopped out, and even if you put it here, you would have been stopped out. But if you put it here, you were saved. But I don't know why you would have put it here, but this was gonna be the safest to actually put it here. And then if you can see, the price just went above this level, and it took you out on a stop loss, né? But this is what I was looking. This is not my favorite pair. I don't like this pair because of its stubbornness. But let me just highlight for you, because I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for everybody. Probably you are a USD CAD fan, so this is what I'm looking for. If you can just look this vertical line here, you can see that the price has been channeling and has been respecting this line. So since it's been respecting this price here, you see that, okay, it's gonna push up a bit, but where it's gonna turn, so you have to go to a lower time frame. You have to go to a lower time frame to actually see where it's gonna decide to drop, because there's not much activity happening. So you can see on the lower time frame, there's a lot of activity here. Let me delete this so you can see proper. You can see there's a lot of activity happening at this point. But it's not a very clean point. So why do I say there's a lot of activity? You can see this touch, and this touch, and this touch, and this touch, and this entire touch. So if I highlight this point here, you can see already it started reacting from those points. So this is where it's gonna touch. So I'm expecting the price to actually already touched twice. You see that it's reacting on this point. So I'm expecting the price to touch here and decide to drop. But bear in mind, this is gonna be the safest sell. I'm not gonna sell here, but what I'm gonna sell is, I'm gonna be almost like a trend line trader. I want the price to actually decide to play outside this vertical line, and play around here. So once the candle decides to react at this point, I'm not gonna go for a sell for this point. I'm just gonna wait for the price to actually retest here, and then just one candle here closing outside here, then it's gonna be a safe sale. But for now, I'm just gonna be monitoring the USD CAD, not doing anything, just waiting for it to actually give me a clean sell. But this sell here obviously would be safe because of the risk reward. It's gonna be safer if you go for a sell now, and then if it drop and decide to close here, you can put your stop loss on break even, and then the price will go just below. It's gonna go just outside until it reaches this point, this low at this point. So that's what I'm looking at on the USD CAD. I'm expecting on the USD CAD. Let's look at some other stuff. Okay, this one, the yenas, guys. The yenas, I don't trade the yenas. We literally broke up with the yenas for quite some time because of they've been bullying for over 2 years. And I don't know where they're going. the yenas, the USD yen, I just skip. If you saw, I just started here because I don't trade the yenas. I just deleted the yenas because of they just keep on pulling. This is another thing. This is another the CHF, the switch fans are also pulling as well. So the reason why I don't trade bullying currencies is because of I'm a reversal trader, so I'm looking for a reversal, I'm looking for a sell, I'm looking for a sell. So when the market is just picking one position, it's never gonna be in line with my strategy. So that's why I'm looking for a very good setup. So let's go for some other setup. NZD here. If you got this NZD, this one was very nice. This was gonna be tricky, but if you got this was just a nice setup of an FTR. So this you can see here what happened was the price was just respecting this level, and there's this base candle actually telling you, okay, the price might hold here. So if I highlight up, you see this is where it decided to hold, and then it decided to drop. But these are annoying because if your stop loss is not put in properly, you would have been stopped out. So we're on a downside right now, so just looking for continuational pattern for a sell, because you know that the market is going for a sell. So there is a setup right now. You can see this is a very nice setup. It doesn't even take long, guys, to actually see this. If you are using one strategy and you just keep practicing it, you're gonna be good at it. You don't even need a lot of time to actually see what is gonna happen. So you can see here there is a base drop, there is a base candle at this point. So highlighting this point here, you see this point, so it never touched. So I don't know, probably it's gonna come back, but this level is very important for a sell as a continuational pattern for a sell. That is what I'm looking for on the USD yen. So let's go for some other setups. Okay, I told you about the yen. You know the story. We just passed. You see, I don't know what is happening, but I definitely know that it's going up. You see, it's going up. So you just have to adjust for some other pairs. USD. USD. What is this? The USD CAD. USD CAD. Nothing here. USD. Okay, the yens, I told you, they're just bullish as well. You see, just going up. So they are not setups that I am paying attention to for now. Okay, here the AUD NZD. This is not a very good setup. Ooh, I never saw this drop. When did it drop? 4 hours. Let me see on the daily. So, but just the AUD NZD, not really moving very nice. You see, I don't know why it always have, like, when the price decides to open on Monday, it's always gonna have a gap like it's an index. I'm not a fan of USD CAD, USD CHF as well. Not a fan, but it seems like it's gonna show us a setup. You see, there is a setup of the USD CHF. You can see this QML at this point. This QML is gonna be very nice. This QML. So I'm expecting them to actually push a bit. This is a very nice QML. You see the price have already, the structure, you see here, this entire structure has already been broken. So let me just highlight it for the structure broken here. You can see at this point, there is this spike here has been broken, because you can see this one, it went below these lows, and it's even closed. This candle decided to close below this entire low. So I'm expecting a nice sell. So there's the shoulder here, then there's the candle, there's the base candle. So this base is gonna be where I'm gonna sell and put my stop loss above the base. So this is gonna be a nice base. So I'm expecting the price to actually push a bit up, and then decide to drop. Expecting the price to just push a bit up and then decide to drop, this is gonna be a nice sell, a nice one. It's a high probability if it doesn't go for this base, but this one base looks more accurate because of the move here. Because you see, this what happened. There was a lot of this was a resistant. Obviously, there was a lot of stop loss here. So this K head was just taking out the stop loss, and then it left the base where it took the stop loss. It was just making a mark showing that okay, we're gonna come here since it's gonna be a high liquidity zone, and then we're gonna go down. So yeah, bro, let's go for some Ayandas. We've spoken about the Ayandas. There's another setup. This one looks very nice if it decides to come here. So this was gonna be the shoulder, and then this is gonna be the head. So here, this is the nice Quasimodo as well. It is on a clean side on the base candle, so expecting the price to push up a bit and then just go to the base candle and then expect a nice sell. This is gonna be a nice sell if the price decides to come here. So you see, it's already almost like it's coming, but it needs to push a bit, and then you go for a sell, and then your stop loss just has to be here. Put your stop loss here. It's not a very far position. Put your stop loss here, and then you're gonna be on the safe side. Nah? Gonna be on the safe side. So put your stop loss there, and then you're gonna be on the safe side. So what is this? This one is just trending up. This is a very nice setup, but let's just look at it here. Let me just what's some more? Oh, there's a nice QML here. You can use a huge stop at this point. This is a nice QML, but it doesn't look nice. So those are the stuff that I'm looking for this entire week, guys. So make sure you click the like the video, and you subscribe, and bye for now.